Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. This is Rao Kolusu, uh, coming to you live. I've been doing this series on enhancement of ourselves, both as body, mind, heart, and also our spiritual quotient, right? So I was doing the short videos, giving brief summaries about how do you improve your bodily health, which is given, right? And how do you build your heartfulness, being kind and compassionate and feeling nice and all that. And also, how do you really control the thoughts and feelings, not control in the sense of putting them down, but by understanding the thought structure, understanding the emotional structure, and better at thinking, better at feeling, and but at the same time, making them as our assets rather than as our liabilities. So that's what I was doing. Anyway, welcome all. My name is Dr. Rao Kulusu. For those who do not know me, I'm a physician with MD in internal medicine, practiced more than 40 years, now almost semi-retired, even though I have some online practice. So basically, I kind of wanted to expand myself, take some wings, and then come on the social media and reach out to the world, right? And it has been nice to know a lot of people after spending a lot of time on the Clubhouse and Wisdom app. I enjoy getting to people's rooms and listening to them and contributing that content and really bringing in the ancient wisdom hacks that I learned to our modern medical care, whereby we are better off using the best of both worlds, right? Okay? So I'm not like a affiliate to any particular way of thinking or dogma. I don't claim to be a particular faith or particular allegiance to a country. I consider we are all human beings on one earth and we are all one in energy too. I was just talking to somebody on the Wisdom app telling them why I'm grateful for. See, we as human beings, we have this intelligence to be able to look at ourselves inside. What is it made up of? What are the thoughts? What are the feelings? And thereby, we really, we are really able to understand ourselves and really touch that nectar of immortality that is there. So I was telling them, just being human being, I'm grateful. Okay, I have a guest on the my friend Martin. So we always talk about things, and Martin is a good friend of mine, and we cherish each other. Right, Martin?
That's right. Absolutely. I'm so grateful to be able to come up on your stage.
Yeah. So I was starting the series, Martin, on human enhancement, starting with the short videos, and then I'm kind of doing a regular big expose on that. What do I mean by enhancement of the body, enhancement of the mind, and the heart, and the spirit, and all that. Okay, what do you think about that?
It's really interesting as I look at human enhancement. I think back to when I was much younger. I read Timothy Leary, and he talked about this thing called smile. And smile is this idea of space migration,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the S and the M.
Mm.
And then the I is intelligence increase.
Yeah.
So that's I squared.
Mm.
And then the LE is life extension.
Yeah.
And I feel like that really encompasses a lot of this idea of enhancement. And then there's also other people these days talking about, we look at what aging is and how if we can how we can quote unquote beat aging or whatever, but it's not about aging, it's about being
Yeah.
present.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, the body and the mind age, and then they deteriorate at the end. Anyway, But the spirit that
Right.
is within the conscious being, that is not going to go anywhere. That is going to go away from this. And then we're going to have another body and mind like clothes. That's what the ancient wisdom
Yeah.
taught from. Right? You know that space migration. What does he mean by space migration?
I always took it as internal space.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. So instead of all external space, that makes perfect sense because most of the time we are occupied with what's happening outside, and also our senses go out and our intellect goes out, and that's a problem because we have to really not be under those influences, but able to control them and then turn inward with intuition. That's a big piece of really looking inward, that fits
And I
perfectly.
think
Yeah, go
I
ahead,
think
Mark.
sometimes when we get caught up in the manifestation, when
Yeah,
we get caught up in looking outside of ourselves, we look at space migration as, well, let's go out into space.
yeah,
And it's like, no, 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 let's go into space.
yeah. When we come to human enhancement, what we mean is not that you shut down everything outward, but let
Right.
better be aware of what's going on, and then there are so many ways to improve. It's not like a lecturing somebody saying, oh, you have to remove this. Not that at all. But for example, we accumulate so many scientific facts, and then we say, okay, epidemic is coming, and we want to invent a vaccine. We put so much resources in that, and then we want to enhance the defenses. That's why we're taking the vaccine. That kind of thing,
Yeah.
So when you take the body, I will just say eat good food and exercise and keep your mind clean. But then each step has got so much science, so much input from various ages. All I'm trying to do is combine both of them, get the best of modern medicine, get the best of ancients, whichever culture it is, coming
Hmm.
from. That way we are richer by that, not poorer by that, right?
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. And modern medicine has a lot to offer.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
It has a lot to offer. But when we lean on modern medicine as the answer,
yeah.
I think we're missing the opportunity to bring these together.
Yeah, only thing is modern medicine is sticking on to this mechanistic model.
Right.
If only
The
they understand.
clockwork world, the
Yeah,
human
if only then.
mechanism.
Yeah, if only they understand the newer developments in the physics, like not the Newtonian, but more like a quantum, then you come to the energy which the ancients paid attention to. So you can understand them better by knowing this quantum physics now, and
Right.
then you can really manipulate that energy to your advantage.
Right. Yeah. And that is where enhancement comes in.
Yes, yes, that's where it is. Okay, I am a practicing internal medicine doctor according to the allopathy, but then I understand the limitations of allopathy. When you look at medications are the only solution, nothing else. That's my objection. What I'm saying is, if medications have a role, but don't make that as the only thing. Then you put patients into the nursing home and maintain them on medication only without having
Right.
any quality of life. That's where the enhancements come.
It's interesting. I mean, I've talked to a lot of friends of mine who had gotten caught up in the medical
Yeah,
model as a pharmaceutical
yeah,
response to
yeah,
things that are happening within them. And when they do, they always find, especially when it comes to depression and other things like that,
yeah,
what they find is that the medication that they're using, their body will eventually balance itself out with that medication. The medication will work anymore.
yeah.
And then
Tolerance.
over time,
Yeah, we call
they
it
will have
tolerance. Yeah, they have to take more and
yeah,
more
they get
medication.
a tolerance to
Yeah,
it. And so they have to change medications and to do all of these things to fight what the body is
yeah,
naturally inclined to do.
exactly.
And and I always say, look, if you're going to take meds are great,
Mm.
but you have to do the work while you're on the meds. You
Yeah,
can't just use the meds as the answer. The answer is within you.
yeah,
Now take the meds so you can get in touch with yourself and learn, and then you can eventually wean yourself off the
yeah.
pharmaceuticals completely. Maybe. Like, of course, everybody is different,
No,
but
no.
like,
You
but
are
to
talking
just
about
take the
on the.
pharmaceuticals to feel better.
You are talking about the individual side. That's
Yes.
But if you take the system also is kind of sleeping, is not
Well, yeah,
really acting like let us have appropriate use rather than make it like a something everything for everybody. Instead, use it with some caution, with this awareness that we can develop tolerance and addiction too to this, and then these
yes,
medications lead to interactions and side effects, and then we give more medication for that. Instead, be natural. Understand what is natural rhythms are. Try to maintain them.
yeah,
Then you'll automatically enhance your system, and that can cure a lot of things in the beginning. And then you may not need any medications. I'm an example for that. I'm 67 now. I don't have any medications on me. I don't even take an aspirin. But my
hmm,
patients, when they come, they are on a lot of medication. I cannot just take them off like that. But what I do is, I will continue the medications they are now with a plan of cutting them down in the future. Meanwhile, correct the lifestyles that they are going through, and maybe that will help them to be in the natural rhythms of the body and mind, so that they are not really getting sicker and sicker, and then only depending on the mechanical model of, okay, you have this, they're going to give this, without understanding the mind and the spirit, and helping them to holistically help themselves.
yeah. I remember when I first had my major kind of bouts of flare-ups with my MS.
Mm,
I took meds for a year. I took interferon B for 1 year,
mm,
and every month or every 2 months,
yeah,
I would get a call from the pharmaceutical company asking me if I believed it was working, and I was
mm,
like, I cannot know that.
yeah.
There's nothing that is happening while I'm on this that
Mm.
can tell me if it's working. And I kept telling them that. And then after a year, I had a doctor who I went to, and I was like, look, I would really like to no longer take this
Mm.
interferon B. And and my doctor was like, well, do you think you'll be smart enough to
Yeah.
know when a flare up is happening? Because if it is, I do want to make sure we get you into the hospital to get you,
Mm.
to tone the flare up down. And I said, yes, I do. And so it was really great to have someone who could work with me.
Yeah.
And because the first response was like, well, we don't have any studies of people getting off of medication
Mm.
for MS. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, how could you?
Mhm.
Like there's no money in getting off medication.
Mhm.
so, so, but that was, and I haven't been on medication since,
Yeah.
and that was 2015.
That's an important aspect Martin is talking about, this monetary aspect, making our health as a commodity, and
Right.
making money off of it has become something um, for the pharmaceuticals, hospitals, doctors, clinicians, everybody, right? So instead of that, if you turn around and say this is a service that everybody deserves health care, then things will be much better. But meanwhile, what can you do for yourself by yourself? That's what I'm involved in. I want to tell them, hey, first understand your body has tremendous healing capacities, but that won't happen just like that. If you have taken it away by your lifestyle, by your not of sleeping, not at all sleeping, and then engaging in senseless entertainment, and then engaging in eating processed food, all the things that have civilization have produced unknowingly, like I go to McDonald's and eat it every day without really understanding what those food can do you in the long run. That's where I feel as a physician I should put my 2 cents out, so that people can understand what are the things I can do to enhance my body health, to enhance my mental health, where I'm stable, alert, and I'm really not worried by anxiety or depression, something like that. And also, how can I discover this true integrity of my health, body, mind, and spirit? That can be done very easily, and you don't have to be too much extent on that, but just be aware of what is happening with you every day. How do you get up? Do you have energy? How do you exercise? Do you do enough? Or how do you employ your thought appropriately instead of doing multitasking so many times? That's really showed that it will decrease your attention. But then people are doing it thinking, I'm going to be more productive if I'm multitasking. you know. So,
I have a niece who's going to be going into college soon, and
uh-huh.
she came to me and she was just like, "I'm a great multitasker," and I was like, "Well, you know that they've already proven that
yes.
you cannot multitask like
Mm.
effectively."
Yeah.
And and we had to have a conversation because her mom
Mm.
is a multitasker and
Yeah.
someone who does all of these things, and I'm like, you know, like even though it seems like she knows what's going on
Yeah.
because she's working really hard at her image,
Yeah.
at her identity,
Mm.
like she's lost most of the time.
Yeah.
And
You know,
it's really important to be able to have those conversations, especially with young people, because
very
I
much so.
think young people are looking for approval.
You
And if
know,
they're looking for approval, they want it.
I
Go on.
would say
After you.
multitask, but then don't do multitask at the same time. Do all those tasks one task at a time and pay attention to that. Even it becomes only 2 minutes each task, a few seconds. The only thing is your attention completely there, or you are letting your mind vagabond go something else?
Yeah, yeah. And I think it's great to be able to do one task, even if it's for 2 minutes, and
Yeah.
do it completely right here. Just be here with
That's
this task. Don't break off of
yeah.
this task.
See, one of the
Choose.
practices, Martin, people don't do is they don't deliberately stop thinking and taking in the nature or relaxing or
Right.
unwinding. And that's one very important in this life because people are continuously engaged with things which is really neurotic. It is going
Yeah.
to make you more like that. But take some time off where you are completely without anything and enjoy the silence. That is
Yeah.
something really enhances our attention span, which will improve our attention to the task, which will improve our multitasking because you are
You know,
together with it. Yeah.
yeah, it's hard for me not to think about Dow, of course, because I go over it so often.
Yeah.
But there's this line where it's like if stillness and integration can't be achieved, then then wild movements and chaos will will result in 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 constant action. Constant action will yield
Yeah.
wild movements, wild decisions in your life that
No,
aren't
no,
necessarily
no.
helpful for you.
Listen to this, Martin. I think you like this.
Yeah,
What it
yeah,
is noise and silence. Noise of the thoughts and the silence, right? Which is what? Which is first? That's the one. If you figure it out, you will figure it out. Silence is the first
silence
thing,
is for
and then everything is born out of that. But we are so far away from that. All we know is the chattering mind.
yeah,
I'm talking about general human beings and all that.
yes,
And
of
then
course,
even the intellectuals, all these people, they think if I answer them something very cleverly that they could really say, oh, this is clever, then they will answer. But if I say, keep quiet, I'm going to keep quiet, then I can communicate with you in silence. They would say, what is this? Crazy, right? But that is actually Ramana Maharshi, like people like Laos and all that. They enjoyed enormous silence and they were able to stay there for all the time. So they touched other minds with that silence. All the teaching happened in that. So they said speech is the child of silence. So we think speech is the main thing and silence once in a while. Instead, once you understand and walk that path inward and find that silent spirit and you stay there, that could be Brahman, Tao, whatever we call them, and then all this chatter will not be there unnecessary. But when you need it, you can use the thought movement and do the things and immediately go back to the silence. Yeah, let me bring back Martin again. So we were talking about speech and the silence. Silence is the mother of the speech. That's an important area of enhancement we want to do because all our multitasking, all our modern equipment, all the devices, they really give us so many stimuli that really inculcate this multifocal stimuli. And people are losing the attention span and not able to be silent even for a few minutes a day.
One thing I really love about your title here, human enhancement, is understanding what enhancement
Yes.
really means. Like
Yes.
like we could think enhancement means thinking more, being more productive, doing more, saying
Yeah.
more, knowing more. And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Your enhancement is
Yes.
not in your ability to gather or hold on to information.
Yeah.
Your enhancement actually lies in your ability to let go
Yeah.
of
Exactly.
of all of that proof that you have been enhanced.
I use the term for the modern people to understand more like a efficient about your thinking faculty.
Yeah.
That means you will use it and you need it, but you are also can let it go when you don't want it. You know?
It's like being efficient with your energy too,
Yeah, exactly.
because like
Yeah. Thought absorbs so much of energy. So once you understand this, you will really save so much of energy. Otherwise, all these thoughts go whatever. That's the difficulty too. A lot of people cannot meditate properly, or meditative life is not there. They may do twice a day, but can you be in that meditativeness and then operate with the thought being under your control?
yeah, that's beautiful.
That can be
Yeah,
done.
no, that's
Yeah.
and that's a real enhancement. That's enhancement.
Yeah.
That enhances every aspect of you.
Exactly.
It's not just your intellect. It's not just your body. It's not just your spirit.
Yeah.
It enhances every aspect of you, and that's why I love this idea of human enhancement,
Human.
not
Yes.
mental enhancement,
Yes.
not performance enhancement,
No.
not muscular enhancement or spiritual
Yeah.
enhancement or awakening or anything like that. This is you.
Yeah.
This is human enhancement.
The real reason why I'm doing that is most of the time we think the human weaknesses or limitations as our norm, and we say, "Oh, we are only human," but
Oh God.
human has these possibilities that are have no upper limit. You can go as
Yeah,
long as you want.
there's like I love the idea
Yeah.
that like it's not an idea, it's the
So,
reality of
yeah.
the fact that like there is no limit
Yes, there's no
to how
limit.
far we can. There's
Yeah.
no limit. And yet, like this idea, like you said, like we're only human or we
Yeah.
can only it's like no,
Yeah.
like that's a limit that's a box that you're putting yourself into.
I want to share this small story with you, Martin, here. I think you love it because uh, when Ramana Maharshi Ashram was having so many women cooks at the time, and they were all like a widows, I believe, by the time. So they have very tremendous, difficult life. So they came to his ashram, liked it, and then they stayed there, and then they were getting all this knowledge, and they were helping the kitchen and all that, right? So this small woman was cooking some, soup in a big, 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 big pot. And that's so heavy. There's no way she can lift it up, right? And then, but then they know this man is really something special, something superhuman-like. But he comes and he supervises the cooking at the time. And he comes and looks at the soup. It's all done. Okay, you want to take it out or put it down? And because he said, she kind of picked it up and put it down and surprised herself how she could
Yeah.
lift it and put it there. So we know the modern stories where the mother saves the child by lifting the
Yes,
whole
yeah.
car, and then so what I'm saying is you don't have to be really anything special, but the innate energies are there, and you can raise them as much as you want if only you understand your limitations and not let them be operational at every level of
Yeah, I look out at the world often, especially when I'm in nature, and I have to remember that I'm a mammal,
you.
and we are
Yeah.
capable of so much.
Yeah.
You look out at all of the animals that are running around
Yeah.
in the winter and in the summer, and they are able to be there and not be disturbed
Yes.
by the discomfort that they may be experiencing or that we may think that they're experiencing. And then we have this fear of being cold or being uncomfortable or this fear of death.
Yeah.
And this
They
fear
are instantaneous.
that
They
hold
can
us.
They can be instinctive and instantaneous, whereas we are blessed with the intelligence that
Yeah.
can be like that, but also go beyond it and then into ourselves and all that. But we turn it the opposite way in the way, like you're describing the fear and all those things. They're all movement of thought, and we are embedded with this enormous gift, but we don't know how to use it. That's where I'm saying you can enhance yourself from where you are to wherever you want to reach. It may not happen right away, but in slow increments they can do. First of all, this belief I am of the limitations rather than I'm the possibilities should go.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, Dr. Rao,
Mm.
so beautiful. Thank you so much. I have to step away, but I
Yeah,
just wanted to come up and share with you. I love the idea of enhancement
yeah.
and just enjoy chatting with you
Yeah.
all the time.
This is going to be a series so that I can explore the details of it so that people can relate with the practical things in that daily life. Like if they have some problems with the health, there's problem with physical, mental, psychological, and all that. And also, they may be going on to this spiritual quest where they discover these treasures.
Well, I'm looking forward to being along,
Yeah.
coming along with
Yeah.
that journey.
So I just started this, so it will be for a while. And there will be something about this in a book form too, so that people can
Oh,
refer to it and then use it too. Because as a physician, my job is to attend to the suffering that I see. What I see is a lot of burnouts, a lot of really degeneration and giving up on chronic diseases and all that. So if we start them very early, even primary prevention before that, if you understand your body's own mechanisms, your own innate defenses, immunity, capacity to heal, and all that, then you won't have to be in that way with your thinking, with your feeling, and all that. So I'm going to point out a lot of things, but they may be related to the diet, they may be related to the exercise or meditation, calming the mind, unwinding, all those things. I think in modern life, taking away all these things very easily, and we are succumbing to that, and then we suffer all these problems. That's a, that's the
yes,
main thing. Thank you, Martin, for coming up.
absolutely.
So
Thank you.
I always love to talk to
And
Martin.
as we've been saying, happy anniversary wisdom.
Oh yeah, I was there doing one room for that, and Daryl came and all that. We talked a little bit, and
Good.
then I went
Yeah,
to.
I did one at 3 o'clock this morning, our time. So
Ah, okay.
it was early.
Okay. I was kind of listened a little bit, but then I went to sleep. In the morning, I participated, and I also told them some things they could do to improve the app. Where it can be
Oh, beautiful.
really into the spiritual quest rather than just mentoring the superficial things only. So,
Yeah,
but still, I appreciate the effort that took to put the app together to make it available for people to come and communicate with each other, especially that audio listening to each other. That is personally doing one by one. Like I enjoy talking to you, and you enjoy
yeah,
talking to me because that's how we came to know each other. So
yeah,
I appreciate that definitely.
absolutely. Okay, have
Yeah.
a wonderful talk, and I'm looking forward to hearing more.
Yeah. Thank you, Martin. Thank you. Okay. Martin is a good friend of mine. He does the Tao of the day every day, and he kind of let people pick their number, and then he reads that from the Tao. Tao and the Indian Brahman are the same thing they were talking about. This is about all the energy that is including all of us, and how do we really know about it. That's kind of deep philosophical talks maybe, but we are starting in this series about what do you do with your body, what is the nutritional supply, how do you know that is the correct one or not. uh, you have the common sense to nutrigenomics to a microbiome. So much of science has evolved. And then also, if you go to the ancient wisdom, there's so many gunas and natures, all those things in Ayurveda. By understanding all that, you understand your body physiology, body anatomy better, and take particular action with that. So we're going to focus on that a little bit. After the food, we're going to focus on what is the exercises optimal, what are the aims of the exercise, how can we enhance whatever exercise we are doing, whatever the activity we are doing, and how can we increase the longevity of human beings, and then we're going to talk about how do you handle your feelings, your heart, how can you be more heartful, kind and compassionate rather than just angry, hatred and all that. Then we're going to talk about the mind, which is a special case for us. How do we understand what is thought? Where is the limitation of thought? What are the thought structures that can be, and all that? Once you understand all that, then you will know how to be efficient with thought, so that it is not turning on you, or you build up a ego structure with a thought, and the ego becomes a problem for you in your relationship, in everything. We'll explore that. And then we'll explore what is spirituality to a modern man, what is the spirituality to ancient, why this evolution of all these religions and dogmas have come, and they have become a nidus of division, right? And then that also we'll talk about. And meanwhile, I'm writing this book of modern challenges and ancient solutions. How can we turn ancient to look at that, how they did with the nature, how did they with their own tribe, how they have lived as one family and all that, that will be, and then they are always turning inward and finding the nectars in there. Okay, those kind of things. So this is a attempt to really suggest some commonsensical, practical ways of enhancing our body, mind, and spirit. And I welcome people to come and join and participate in this. And down the line, we will have some kind of ebook or course or something that people can get access to and can listen to, or um, read and get the practical solutions, not only from a physician point of view, but also a yogi point of view and ancient wisdom point of view. So I was planning to do for about 30 minutes, and then this is only intro, and I'll be doing more of these sessions, maybe specifically about food. We can take a food like an issue and present all aspects involved on that. We can take exercise and we can take meditation. These are the three areas I think we could do it, and a lot of people will get practical suggestions of how it is, and maybe on the sleep too, because that is a very important aspect. So maybe 4 chapters will be there, and so 4 days I will do in the next few weeks, and each week one topic. Uh, Actually, I am doing the short reel format where I did the food, I did the exercise, and then I did the heartfulness today, and tomorrow I'm going to do on thought. And after that, that short reels will be stopping, but then the bigger discussions will continue on. Thank you all. Thank you for joining me, and whoever listens to it down the line. And I'll welcome any feedback or any comments or suggestions, and I'll be happy to invite guests to appear along with me. And I'm just learning how to do the LinkedIn live with people. I just created an event and sent it to some friends, but I don't know whether they have come or not. Some people wanted to come. So I will be learning all that, and then next time I'll be interacting with those people too. Thank you. I will be seeing you.